Welcome to Art Appreciation. This is chapter 13, The Age of Faith. A lot of information included here. I really enjoy this chapter. It kind of takes us to the basis of a lot of who we are in our own lives as we take a look back at these foundational concepts. Constantine the Great was a Roman emperor. He was a uniquely important figure in the history of the late Roman Empire and Western civilization. After a victory in 313, he declared Christianity legal and stopped the persecution of Christian believers. In 325, he made Christianity the official state religion of Rome. So the question arises, why did he do these things? Some people see him as this great Christian savior to the pagan world. I think he was an intelligent man, and within his intelligence, he saw that it would be a difficult thing to hold together such a large empire if you persecute some of the religions that are held as so important by the citizens of Rome itself. And I think he understood how this violence was persecution was dividing the empire. So I think he was intelligent in that way and saw the rise of the popularity of Christianity. But definitely a very important person for the change. Um, this is the remains of the colossal statue of the emperor from 330. Its head alone is more than 8 feet tall. It suggests the direction that Western art will take in the centuries to come, moving away from naturalism and realism. So, with the Roman Empire, for most of the Roman Empire, art was about um, commemoration and history. As we break away from that and get more into the spiritual realm of things, you're going to see the artwork become a lot more abstract. Approximately 1,000 years divide Constantine's conversion to Christianity from the Italian Renaissance. If Constantine had been the immortal he appears to be in the statue, he would have seen those years the destruction of the western half of his empire, but also the beginning of an age of faith, and with his newfound Christianity coming to dominate Western Europe. The new Middle Eastern creed spread energetically, even beyond the boundaries of the former Roman state, eventually uniting a vast region from Iceland to Russia in the north and from Spain to Turkey in the south. At its southern and eastern borders, however, another vigorous Middle Eastern religion rose up to challenge Christian unity and dominance. Born in the desert lands of the Arabian Peninsula, and like Christianity, heir to the Judaic tradition of monotheism, Islam expanded across the Middle East in the 6th and 7th centuries, sweeping westward through North Africa and up into southern Spain. Between the 11th and 14th centuries, Muslim domination of Christian pilgrimage sites in the Middle East, particularly the city of Jerusalem, led to a series of crusades in which European Christians attempted to win back their Holy Land. Now, this is difficult because the Holy Land, Jerusalem, it is important to three religions. It is important to Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. And it is important to know which rulers allowed other religions to live peacefully within those boundaries and not claim that their religion is the only religion that's correct and other religions to be driven out. This is the type of fighting that still goes on to this day and perhaps can be seen as a premise to wars that the United States has been involved in all the way down through the Gulf Wars in the 1990s. So, why did these crusades take place? Well, one reason is the Christians were fighting amongst themselves. The knights were fighting amongst themselves in Europe, dealing with a system called feudalism, in which you could conquer someone else and take their property and take their slaves or serfs that worked their land. So it was a very bloody time. And it seemed that the popes wanted those knights to leave Europe to calm down all the fighting and maybe unite together and to see that they needed to come together in Christianity. And that would take some of the fighting and whatnot out of Europe. Of course, most of these crusaders, so the vast majority of them, they fought and killed for gain and money. I don't know that Christianity was particularly important to them. They viewed the murder of anyone who wasn't a Christian as the proper thing to do. So finally, in 1453, Muslims captured the remnant of Constantinople, the capital of the Eastern Roman or Byzantine Empire, founded by Constantine 1,000 years earlier. The same period also saw the Indian religion of Buddhism extend its influence through China, Southeast Asia, Korea, and Japan. In India itself, however, Buddhism waned due to resurgence of the older Hindu religion. In this chapter, we explore art made in the name of all these important faiths: Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, and Hinduism. In the years between 350 and about 1450, an era when religion replaced the political empires of ancient times as the primary unifying cultural force in most of Europe and Asia. So I think as we look at these religions, one important thing to get out of them is the fact that there is much more similarities in these religions than there are differences. We tend to try to find the differences in all these religions and claim that one is right and the others are wrong, and not really look at the similarities between them. One unifying creed in Buddhism is compassion for all living things. That is the most important concept. And then in Christianity, love your neighbor as yourself. Well, they both sound very similar to me. And if you were to read the Quran, the holy book of Islam, you would find it reading very similarly to the Christian Bible. And most of it is very similar. Even similar characters. You'll notice Christ and Mary being mentioned in the Quran, for instance. Okay, thank you, and we'll go on to our next part of our lecture.